Elon Musk has built rockets, launched cars into space, and even challenged the way we think about Mars. But now he might have just taken things to a whole new level. So without wasting any time, let's break down everything we know about Musk's alleged fighter jet and why it's got world powers paying close attention. Before we get into Elon Musk's rumored UFO-level fighter jet, we need to talk about how he got here because none of this started with war machines or classified stealth tech. It started with rockets. In 2008, SpaceX made history with Falcon 1, the first privately built liquid-fueled rocket to reach orbit. That one success put Musk on the aerospace map. But it was just the beginning. Next came Falcon 9, and that rocket changed the entire game. It didn't just go to space, it came back. Over and over. Musk made rockets land themselves, like it was nothing. People said it couldn't be done. He did it anyway. Then came the Flex, Falcon Heavy. Triple the engines, more payload than anyone else, and Musk launched his own Tesla Roadster into space just because he could. But all of that was still warm-up, because then came Starship, a rocket that's so big and powerful, it looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. It's designed to be fully reusable, capable of carrying humans to the moon, Mars, and beyond. And it runs on Raptor engines, built from scratch to burn liquid methane. Starship isn't just a rocket, it's Musk's endgame. So yeah, when whispers started floating around about some top-secret aircraft moving faster than missiles, dodging radar, and melting electronics from a distance, people listened. Because if anyone's crazy enough to build something like that and pull it off, it's Elon Musk. And if Starship is real, the next thing on his list might just break physics completely. Starship isn't just the biggest rocket Elon Musk has ever built. It might be the most important machine of his life, and it's probably the one that scares his competitors the most. Let's break this thing down. Starship is made up of two parts, a giant booster called Super Heavy and the Starship spacecraft on top. When fully stacked, it's the tallest rocket in history. Taller than the Saturn V, taller than anything NASA ever dreamed of. This thing is a skyscraper built for space. And here's where it gets wild. It's fully reusable. Not partially. Not maybe. Fully. Both stages are designed to land, relaunch, and do it all over again. That cuts launch costs by, like, 90%. It's not just smart, it's Musk basically calling out the entire space industry and saying, "You guys are doing it wrong." Then there's the Raptor engine designed from scratch by SpaceX. It runs on liquid methane and liquid oxygen, making it perfect for long-term missions to Mars, where methane can be made on-site. And when they fired 33 of those engines at once, it was the most powerful rocket launch attempt Earth has ever seen. Sure, the early test flights exploded. That's just how Musk rolls. Blow it up, learn, try again. He doesn't do slow. But here's the thing, Starship isn't just for space. Not anymore. Because if Musk really is building an aircraft that defies physics, the tech behind Starship, its engines, its fuel, its design philosophy might have been the blueprint. And if that's true, then the so-called X-1 jet might already be flying. And now this is where things get weird. Some are calling it a prototype, others are calling it a weapon. But across the internet, one name keeps showing up. The X-1. Allegedly developed in secret through a SpaceX side project, this aircraft isn't just fast, it's something else entirely. Let's start with the basics, or what little is allegedly known. The X-1 reportedly clocks in at 4,600 miles per hour. That's over Mach 6. To put that into perspective, the F-22 Raptor maxes out at Mach 2. Even the SR-71 Blackbird, the fastest known plane in history, only hit Mach 3. The X-1 makes both look like they're stuck in traffic, but the speed's just the beginning. The X-1's stealth is on a whole different level. Supposedly, it doesn't just disappear from radar, it blends into the sky using advanced camouflage tech. Some reports say it can literally look like a cloud to both the eye and sensors. There's even a story that US fighter jets were scrambled after mistaking it for a UFO. By the time they got close, it was already gone. And here's the part that's setting off alarm bells. It's allegedly powered by a compact space shuttle engine, a version of the same tech SpaceX used on their hypersonic HAWC missile, an engine that was never meant for aircraft, now supposedly reworked for something that flies low, fast, and hits hard. Whether it's a next-gen fighter or a glimpse at future warfare, one thing's clear. The X-1 isn't just a rumor anymore. It's a problem no one knows how to handle. However, this is where the X-1 crosses the line from futuristic to straight-up terrifying. Most fighter jets carry missiles, machine guns, maybe a laser in the next 10 years. But the X-1? It's allegedly packing something no one's ever seen in live combat, a microwave-based weapon system. Now this isn't science fiction. Microwave weapons are real. They've been tested by militaries around the world. But the version linked to the X-1, it's on another level. Instead of shooting down a single drone or frying a phone, this system could allegedly melt enemy aircraft mid-air. No explosion, no warning, just sudden, catastrophic failure. And that's not even the scariest part. When dialed down, the X-1's microwave system is supposedly used for crowd control or worse. It emits electromagnetic radiation that heats the skin of anyone nearby. Imagine being hit with a wave of energy so intense, it feels like you're being dipped in boiling oil. Nothing breaks, nothing explodes, but your brain screams run. Military insiders call it psychological warfare without the blood. If this system is real, it's not just a new kind of weapon, it's a whole new strategy. And paired with the X-1's speed and stealth, that tech turns one plane into a battlefield all by itself. At first, nobody knew what it was. The story goes that early test flights of the X-1 were picked up by US military radar, but they didn't register like any normal aircraft. No clear shape, no ID signal, just a fast-moving blur that seemed to fade in and out of existence. It wasn't until after they scrambled fighter jets that things got weird. Pilots reported chasing what they thought was a UFO, something moving faster than anything they'd ever seen and then disappearing completely, camouflaged into the clouds. Gone. By the time they reviewed satellite footage and tracking logs, the realization hit. This wasn't a foreign adversary. It was American-made. And not just American, it allegedly traced back to SpaceX. Now here's where things get messy. The Pentagon doesn't like being surprised, especially not by a civilian company with a secret aircraft that makes their billion-dollar fighters look like relics. Reports suggest that behind closed doors, this kicked off a confidential scramble between government agencies and SpaceX. Musk has always played by his own rules, but this, if true, it crossed into classified airspace. Military officials reportedly demanded answers. SpaceX, as usual, stayed quiet. Either way, this moment changed everything. Because once the government saw what this thing could actually do, the line between innovation and threat started to blur real fast. On paper, the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II are the pride of US air superiority. Billions poured into stealth, maneuverability, advanced radar, and honestly, no one's questioning how powerful they are. But if the X-1 is real, they're not winning this fight. Let's break it down. The F-22 tops out at around Mach 2.25. The F-35, closer to Mach 1.6. Both have cutting-edge stealth coatings, advanced avionics, and lethal missile systems. But here's the issue, they're still built on traditional fighter jet frameworks. Now compare that to the X-1, allegedly ripping through the sky at 4,600 miles per hour. That's Mach 6 nearly 3 times faster than anything the US currently flies. And while an F-35 is just reaching the battlefield, the X-1 could already be there. Finish the mission, and be halfway home before the F-35 even shows up on radar. And then there's fuel. Traditional jets guzzle fuel like crazy. The F-22 has a range of around 1,800 miles, and that's before you even factor in afterburners or high-speed maneuvering. The X-1. It reportedly uses a space-grade engine built for long-distance missions and 30% more efficient than anything currently flying. If Elon Musk really has built a UFO-like fighter jet, then he's not the only one racing into the future. Right now, the biggest military powers on Earth are secretly and not so secretly working on 6th-generation aircraft, planes that make today's fighters look like relics. And 3 of them are already turning heads. First up, the SR-72 Dark Star, Lockheed Martin's follow-up to the legendary SR-71 Blackbird. This thing is rumored to hit Mach 6, fly higher than 90,000 feet, and deliver a strike before you even know it's there. It's not operational yet, but insiders say it's the US military's answer to the growing hypersonic threat. Then there's NGAD, the US Air Force's next-generation air dominance program. It's not just one jet, it's a system. AI-assisted fighters, drone swarms, and weapons that think before you pull the trigger. It's all about control, adaptability, and owning the sky before anyone else even takes off. And finally, Team Tempest, a European powerhouse project led by the UK. Think modular weapons, real-time data sharing between aircraft, and helmet displays that show the pilot everything, everywhere, at once. The jet even reads the pilot's brainwaves to track stress and adjust systems on the fly. So yeah, Musk might be ahead now, but he's not alone in this race. The US, Europe, China, and even Russia are chasing the next big leap in air power. Because once someone masters Mach 6 and makes it stealthy, whoever gets there first wins more than the sky. They win the future. Stealth isn't just about flying under the radar anymore. If the X-1 is even half as real as insiders claim, we're talking about a level of camouflage that's almost biological. Not invisibility cloaks, not paint. Something far more advanced, something that makes the X-1 look like part of the sky. Here's the alleged concept. The jet's outer layer is coated in a classified adaptive camouflage system. Think flexible panels or synthetic skin that reacts to the surrounding environment in real time. Sensors scan the atmosphere, and the exterior responds, changing color, shifting texture, even altering how light bounces off the jet. At cruising speed and high altitude, the X-1 doesn't just disappear from radar as it visually blends in. Clouds, haze, sunlight, whatever's around it, the aircraft mirrors it. From the ground, it looks like a cloud. From a heat sensor, a cold blob of nothing. From radar, static. Or sometimes, nothing at all. It's the stuff of military science fiction, except it's not completely fiction. The US has been developing metamaterials for years, engineered surfaces designed to bend light and radio waves. Meanwhile, countries like China and Russia have been experimenting with electrochromic coatings for drones. But the X-1 stealth? If even half of this is true, it's beyond anything we've ever seen in the sky. So let's talk about the part that really doesn't make sense. The X-1 isn't allegedly firing missiles. It's not dropping bombs. It's not even using a laser. Instead, it's supposedly armed with a microwave-based directed energy system that can disable or destroy enemy aircraft without ever making contact. Here's how it works. This weapon emits high-frequency electromagnetic radiation like a giant, invisible wave of heat and power. When it hits another aircraft, it starts frying everything. The flight systems, the onboard radar, the comms, even the cockpit electronics. 1 second your jet is flying fine, the next, it's dead in the air. Metal warps, circuits burn out. Some claims even say it can literally melt parts of the aircraft mid-flight, turning it into a useless hunk of scrap with wings. And it gets darker. When aimed at humans, this system can be tuned to a different frequency, one that doesn't kill, but hurts. A lot. It targets the water and fat molecules in the top layer of your skin, creating a sensation like your body is on fire. It's the kind of pain that makes people run, abandon tanks, exit bunkers, ditch everything they're holding. This means the X-1 doesn't have to shoot you down. It just gets close enough and you'll take yourself out. That kind of tech isn't just futuristic, it's psychological. It creates chaos without leaving evidence. No shrapnel, no missile trail, just fear, confusion, and silence. And if you think that's extreme, just wait until you see what happens when it climbs into stratospheric altitudes. You've heard of jets that fly fast. You've heard of jets that fly low. But the X-1 doesn't just defy gravity, it leaves everything else behind. According to the rumors and leaks floating around this thing, the X-1 can soar to an altitude of 105,000 feet. That's not just high, that's skimming the edge of space. And it puts the X-1 in a class of its own. For comparison, a typical commercial airliner flies at around 35,000 feet. The F-22 Raptor, one of the most advanced fighters in the world, tops out near 65,000 feet. And even the SR-71 Blackbird, famous for literally outrunning missiles, only managed 85,000 feet at its peak. So how does the X-1 beat them all? First, there's zero traffic up there. No other aircraft can operate effectively at that height, not even modern stealth fighters. The air is thin, the temperature is brutal, and engines start to struggle. But the X-1 allegedly built with space-grade propulsion, optimized to function where jets aren't even supposed to fly. At 105,000 feet, you're above most radar systems, out of missile lock range, and completely unreachable by traditional anti-aircraft systems. That means the X-1 can conduct surveillance, plan attacks, or even launch a strike, all without being detected. And remember that camouflage tech we talked about? Up there, it's even more effective. There's nothing around but clouds and sky. The X-1 blends in so well, pilots and radar techs alike have reported glitches or visual distortions before realizing too late that something was up there. Oh, and it doesn't stay up there. The X-1 can drop from orbit, strike a ground target, and then shoot back up before anyone can respond. It's like having a sniper in space. The X-1 doesn't run on a regular jet engine. It's not using afterburners. And it's definitely not borrowing parts from an F-22. No, this thing allegedly flies using rocket tech straight out of SpaceX's missile division. Let's break it down. At the heart of the X-1 is what insiders claim is a compact space shuttle engine, adapted from the HAWC hypersonic missile, which SpaceX helped develop alongside DARPA. That missile was designed to hit Mach 5+, outrun every missile defense system on Earth, and literally glide through the upper atmosphere without being detected. Now imagine scaling that tech up, taking that core engine, and building an aircraft around it. That's the X-1. It supposedly uses a methane-oxygen fuel mix similar to what powers SpaceX's Raptor engines in Starship. Why methane? Because it burns clean, cool, and fast, making it perfect for repeated use at extreme altitudes without melting the engine from the inside out. But what makes this design terrifying isn't just what's inside, it's what it means for performance. At full thrust, the X-1 is rumored to hit 4,600 miles per hour. That's more than double the top speed of the fastest known fighter jet. Here's the twist nobody saw coming. If Elon Musk really did build the X-1, it might not even be the warplane he's most focused on. Because when you look at his actual goals, his interviews, and everything he's building behind the scenes, it becomes pretty clear. He doesn't believe the future of war is about pilots. He thinks it's about AI and drones on a massive scale. Take Starlink, for example. Everyone thinks it's just satellite internet for remote cabins and far-off places. But Starlink's already proven itself in war zones. In Ukraine, it's been used to control drones, feed real-time intelligence to the front lines, and link up systems across the battlefield. It's fast, global, and nearly impossible to take down. Now imagine that system controlling thousands of autonomous drones, all flying in formation. all operating faster than any human can react, and none of them needing a base. That's the war Musk is quietly building for. He's even said it himself. Manned fighter jets? Outdated, inefficient. He's called them idiotic in a world where machines can outthink and outmaneuver a human pilot every time. So if the X-1 is real, it might not be the final product. It might be the test run. A prototype for something even more dangerous. Something that doesn't need a cockpit at all. If there's one thing the government doesn't like, it's being left out of the loop, especially when it comes to warfare. And if Elon Musk really has a craft like the X-1 under wraps, then that silence, that secrecy, that's a direct challenge to the system that's been running military tech for the past 70 years. Behind every fighter jet, every weapons platform, and every classified drone, there's a long paper trail, defense contracts, budget approvals, lobbyists, contractors. It's slow, it's expensive, and it's controlled by a small group of corporations. But Musk doesn't play that game. He moves fast, builds fast, and doesn't wait for approval. SpaceX wasn't handed the keys to the aerospace industry. It took them. NASA now relies on Musk to reach orbit. The Pentagon uses Starlink. And if the rumors are true, the X-1 was built without any formal contract, any public record, or any military oversight. And that's not innovation. That's a threat to the entire military-industrial complex. According to reports, there's real tension between SpaceX and U.S. defense officials. Not just about the X-1, but about who controls the future of American defense tech. The old guard wants structure. Musk wants speed. They want gatekeeping. He wants open platforms, AI automation, and next-gen warfare on his terms. And that terrifies them. Because if one billionaire can build a warplane that outperforms anything the Pentagon has without needing them at all, what happens to the system they've spent decades protecting? No official documentation ties SpaceX to the X-1. There are no public statements, no confirmed schematics, no footage that's been verified by government agencies. Every image circulating online has either been traced to anonymous sources or flagged as AI-generated. Even videos claiming to show the X-1 in flight are mostly digital renders, not real test footage. Still, that hasn't stopped speculation. Whistleblowers mentioned an unmanned hypersonic test platform using a modified rocket engine. Those same threads included details like the 4,600 miles per hour speed and the microwave weapon system, long before they hit mainstream YouTube. Meanwhile, footage of unidentified aircraft matching the X-1's description has appeared in military airspace over Nevada, Alaska, and the South Pacific. No country has claimed ownership. The crafts appear briefly, move at impossible speeds, and vanish. There's also Musk's track record. He's already disrupted the rocket industry, commercial spaceflight, global internet, and electric vehicles. If anyone has the team, the funding, and the ambition to quietly build something like the X-1, it's him. But the lack of hard proof has sparked internal debate across the defense community. Some are demanding transparency. Others believe the X-1 is deliberate misdirection, a myth engineered to intimidate enemies without firing a shot. A digital smokescreen designed to shift focus, while the real tech remains buried in black budget programs. The only consistent element in this story is the silence. No one's confirming anything. No one's denying it either. And that's the breakdown on Musk's mysterious X-1 jet. Real, fake, or something in between. It's already changed the game. If you made it this far, you know we're just getting started. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for more stories they don't want you to hear.